We have this openly anti-Semitic president who he uses, what's the new dog whistle for anti-Semitism? Soros. Soros funded Antifa.
British.
British.
Yeah, George
Tired
Soros.
Of all these Brits funding Antifa.
George Soros money is the little gold that you play with when you play when you play dreidel.
Oh my god. Was this South Park? Welcome to our new South Park podcast. This is Jimmy.
Oh god. That would be the day I quit life.
Okay, David Koresh or whatever. Honeys, we're home. Here I am. Ba-na-ba. Podcast me like a hurricane. Welcome to Sin-scare-ity, a dinosaur's tale, but make that scary too. Woo. I don't have any words to throw into a dinosaur's tale, but yeah, this is a bonus episode. You can tell because your host Ben Knife in Me just introed it. And oh my god, the ghosts are laughing again. So I'm joined by two co-hosts today. One of them is right here.
Which one?
If you can hear him, it means that your IQ is above 160. It is it is the person to which I am the imaginary friend of.
We're gonna need another Grimmy.
Oh hell yeah, there we go.
That's
some good headstones, some tombstones, and then we got our producer on the call. Who is it?
Look, guys, the tombstone has the name that's like a scary version of the joke that I made for the episode that comes out in a month.
Yeah,
so it doesn't make any sense.
So this is Zach Fuckface.
You'll get that in a month.
This is Zach DeFrites, and yeah, it makes no sense.
Zach DeFrites.
This is Zach-alicious. Yeah, this is our first Halloween episode. We're gonna do one every Halloween, which I think is once a year.
It depends.
Typically, unless it's a leap year.
Yeah, it depends on what church you go to.
There has to be something scarier than leap, like a pounce year.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Everything has to be scarier. It's not Halloween.
It's a jump scare year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's boo.
So it's like a cheap phrase.
Okay, so we're gonna take turns being in charge of the jump scares throughout the episode.
Boo.
Okay. Here comes mine. Rudy Giuliani.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Nothing is more scary than the idea of having your shirt untucked.
Bob Dole doesn't like that.
Bob Dole. I love Bob Dole.
What's weird is, so we're like a podcast that talks about the show dinosaurs. This would be a weird episode to start on, but if you are starting, but we are not timed correctly to have a Halloween episode this year for dinosaurs, so we're just gonna do one about the Simpsons because that's the only thing we care about otherwise.
Yeah,
it's true.
Plus, the only Halloween adjacent episodes are further in the timeline, and we didn't feel like jumping ahead out of nowhere. So
it's so serialized.
It would definitely fuck with the continuity.
Yeah, so we didn't want to
mess. It's just so serialized. We don't want to mess it up at all.
Yeah, now that would be scary.
Very, very scary.
That's a real fright.
We don't want to just jump ahead in the future for no reason.
But our idea for this is we're gonna talk to each other about our favorite segments or vignettes or whatever you want to call them from the Treehouse of Horror series from Simpsons.
Okay.
Does anybody want to call them vignettes?
I didn't call it.
Can
vignettes.
We use that word? Can we call them? Do you guys want some beignets? I'm in New Orleans right now. I am recording this without power during a hurricane.
That's the
Our
kind of
trampoline just left our yard.
yeah, that's the kind of dedication Ben has to this podcast.
And you can imagine the word dedication has an A in it in the place that makes it scary.
Exactly.
But not where it should go.
And it's funny because I saw in the news the other day that New Orleans has had like, or Louisiana rather, has had like the most like landfall like hurricanes ever on record this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just because every single one has gone straight for you guys and has avoided Florida the whole time.
Funny how it happened right when I moved here. Like, it's weird that it's and just a year after I burned that effigy. I don't know. It's weird.
Ben, it's because they're women and they're all super horny for you.
This is Hurricane Zeta cuck.
Yeah. Zeta
Which
cuck.
we've already established.
And yeah, so Ben, I suggest you stay in Louisiana and keep me safe.
Okay, yeah, because it's clearly coming after me.
Dude, it's weird because
it's weird.
Ever since Ben left,
Why?
there haven't been any in Ohio.
That is weird.
It also timed like, okay, so I was in Atlantis earlier this year and I stole an amulet, and I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna come to fruition.
Ben, you gotta
But speaking of fruitions, I had a good smoothie earlier.
Put the monkey back. Put the mummy back. Just put the mummy back.
This is my monkey's paw scenario. Like, I wished for something. Like, I was like, I want some wet ass pussy, and then
it's just you.
God called me a pussy and then hit me with 80 hurricanes.
I like how you think that God is in charge of monkey's paws.
God wrote Monkey Bone, so I assume also is in charge of monkey's paws.
No.
That's true. Check IMDb.
The Lord taketh and the Lord giveth away. Wait, that's not it.
What?
So anyway, so sayings are lost on me. I'm doing this by candlelight. It smells like pumpkin spice in my room. It's beautiful. I will post a picture. Hopefully I remember to crop out my nudity in the photo, but I'll post a picture of the recording session.
Cover your nudity with the drawing of the baby Sinclair hand puppet.
Good idea. I have a baby Sinclair puppet here that I don't want it to cover my nudity because it'd be weird.
Now,
I'm pretty sure it's not a fleshlight.
Not to get into Pokemon too early in the show, if that's a thing.
You don't even know anything about it either.
No, but didn't you, at a certain point during the whole Pokemon Go craze, wait until there was a specific one to take a dick pic so it would block your dick?
I would do like a Weedle or a Caterpie, something that, or an Ekans or an Arbok.
Yeah.
Something snakish or wormish.
Definitely not like a Gyarados, a really long Pokemon.
I would do like a Mr. Mime or a Jinx that looks like I'm fucking him. Yeah, we're gonna cut that.
You need a Tangela?
So speaking of like wet ass pussy, the director who directed, okay, so like my favorite segment from Treehouse of Horror is the Shining parody from season 6 from Treehouse 5, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And it was directed by this dude Jim Reardon, whose last name sounds like a Pokemon. It's like Riardon. I don't know, but he directed
Nice
something
segue.
in college that's now. That's there's a reason for the pussy part that I'm taking a while to get to, which I've heard before. He directed a film in college called Bring Me the Head of Charlie Brown. And it's about the Great Pumpkin putting a hit out on Charlie Brown, and all the Peanuts gang tries to murder him. But he kills them all in a violent rage with guns. He also kills a bunch of Nazis and Richard Simmons and Godzilla. And then at the end, after he spins around with like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression type thing with two guns just shooting everything, he's like slowly just says, "Happiness is a warm pussy."
Oh my god.
And then it's like a trailer for a fake movie, and it's like, and the little redheaded girl makes an appearance, and it's like them laying in bed, clearly having had just fucked, and he's like smoking a cigarette, and she's like, "Turn out the lights." So I don't know how this guy got into the door at Simpsons.
I mean, I think you just described it.
Yeah.
I think maybe he did a lot of Itchy and Scratchy. I don't know.
He sounds like a real like James Gunn. He sounds like a James Gunn kind of character.
He does.
Happiness is a warm James Gunn. What I think is interesting is his other writing credits other than Simpsons is just like Tiny Toon Adventures and then the Wreck-It Ralph movies and Zootopia. I don't remember the violent, sexy shit from Zootopia or Wreck-It Ralph, but I could be remembering them wrong.
Well, Wreck-It Ralph did have Sonic in it, and fucking what's the DJ's name?
That's a hard bod.
What's that DJ's name?
What?
The big DJ.
Skrillex. DJ
Skrillex.
Tanner.
From First to Last was in.
Yeah.
Was in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, he's in Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. There's a house party.
The Break the Internet one, I'm assuming?
No, it's in the first one
sequel?
because Skrillex wasn't relevant by the second Wreck-It Ralph movie.
They had to squeeze him. They really squeezed him into that movie. Like, what? There's no point in him being there.
Yeah, he was just the DJ at a house party. That's it.
They're like, this is going to be our metaphor for Skrillex being in the music industry. He did not need to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was his band from First to Last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Sunny.
I always like, I can never remember which band it is. I always just say a different one.
I had this EP that they put out before he was in the band, and it was like same style of music, but the singer sounded like Midtown. And then they went into the studio. They got signed by Epitaph, went into the studio, made this record. The singer quit, or they kicked him out, and then they brought Skrillex in. He's like 16 years old. He writes this whole album of lyrics, and then like makes a record. Weird.
And
then they had to summon him.
Yeah, and then he gets kicked out of the band for doing too much drugs and stuff.
Yeah. But
you never should do everyone else's. That's probably what it was.
Fun fact
Probably.
is, I love that first album. It's so good.
I've never listened to it.
It's like The Used, but more hardcore. In a weird way.
Well, that sounds like I'd like it. Actually,
I like it.
Is that the one with
I'll
the acoustic song at the end or
Yeah.
whatever? Okay,
Yeah.
I know what that is. Yeah,
It's a good record.
they're from Orlando. So.
Did you guys get scared? I just did my jump scare again. I was hoping it worked.
Oh, are you
What, you said
pretending to
Orlando?
be? That's pretty scary. Especially the roads.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, all right. Wait. Before I describe my favorite episode, what are your favorite episodes?
Who can I go or
Yeah,
should
go.
Zach go?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're both people.
My favorite episode of the Treehouse of Horrors is the one with when the two aliens, Kang and Kodos, abduct the two presidential candidates for the 1996 election, which is Bill Clinton and Bob Dole, and they basically take over their bodies and run as each candidate, and hilarity ensues. It's the best episode ever.
What I like about that segment, just in the fact that they take that's like the first, they were like, it was a sin in The Simpsons to set it in time and place, and they went with the exact candidates that were the days after this episode aired, the election was held.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like a South Park. It's like South Park.
Yeah, they South Parked it.
That's pretty tight. Yeah.
I just, I like when they rip off South Park,
Oh yeah. A fun Easter egg that I found in this episode, when Homer first gets abducted, and he's describing the presidential election. When he's trying to remember Bob Dole's name, he refers to him as Mumbly Joe, which is an Easter egg because Donald Trump secretly wrote this episode. He went back in time, wrote this episode. You can tell.
Yeah.
Every now and then you'll notice that I'm saying things that make it sound like I can totally hear every word coming out of your guys' mouths because the phone call breaks up a lot.
We're losing Ben.
So if you notice any of that, that's me bullshitting.
It will make sense.
Yeah. Zach, what's your favorite one?
It was really hard for me to pick a favorite one, but then I remembered a conversation that I recently had about Simpsons Treehouse of Horror with a guy at work, and it's Time and Punishment, the episode where Homer accidentally builds a time machine out of a toaster.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, especially when it's your Hello Kitty one.
I prefer I like when my hot tub turns into a time machine, but the critics did not.
No.
Look,
No.
That first movie is actually really fun. The second one is terrible.
I always forget that the second one's real and not just like a shitty gag to like be like Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
It's almost like they did like a NTSF SDSUV version of Hot Tub Time Machine as the sequel. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not it's
Too Hot, Too Tub.
Believe it or not, it's not a Mad TV skit. It's actually a movie.
Well, and they replaced
That's
John
what I said
Cusack with
after-
Adam Scott.
That is unforgivable.
It's weird.
So something I like about The Shining, the one The Shining is on, me and Zach's are in the same episode. Mine's the first one, and then his is the second, and then the third one of that one isn't as strong. It's a Nightmare Cafeteria one, like the whole Soylent Green angle thing.
You don't like Uderbraten?
Yeah.
I like that. There was going to be one that was like teriyaki with sherry sauce with the twins, but that was cut from the episode. And there was going to be a whole segment of Homer talking about eating Millhouse, but they just made it into a little book instead that pops up called like The Joy of Cooking Millhouse or whatever. There's actually a lot of funny stuff about specifically like that segment being like that was like David Merkin, one of the writers, made that specifically because of like Congress and was going really hard on The Simpsons about censorship. And so the intro to this episode is the last one that has Marge coming out on stage like she used to do in the first ones, and like warning viewers to like send their kids to bed and not write letters, which is, you know, what Fran tells Grandma Ethel as well in Dinosaurs is like not to write letters into the studio.
Yeah.
But that's probably an episode that Zach hasn't edited yet.
I have not.
I don't even know.
So they try to throw in as much blood and guts as possible into this episode.
I was gonna say, what episode was that? The episode with Brie? Was that the episode?
No, that's the episode with Woody.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think that's the next one I have, right?
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
the next one.
Yeah, that's the episode with Woody.
Yeah, that'll be coming out the Friday after this Halloween episode airs. I believe I'm gonna mention at the end of this episode when we're signing off.
Oh,
there
you go.
I keep forgetting.
So what?
I keep forgetting that we did an episode with just me and you again, and then we did the episode with Woody. I keep forgetting that we did that.
And we just released that one yesterday, kids.
That's right.
See, I'm talking like it's Saturday.
That's right.
It's good.
Children.
Professional.
Listening.
So you can listen to the Family Challenge episode yesterday. Go back in time to yesterday and listen to. Do the podcasts remain available after the day we put them out?
I hope not.
How does this work?
No, we have it set to self-destruct. So it just.
I thought we posted them on Snapchat.
There's a cyanide capsule in the hollow tooth of this podcast.
Our episodes come out as Instagram stories. Our numbers are great though.
Yeah, this podcast is like is like a Snapchat I send of my dick. Anyway,
Pokemon Snapchat of your dick.
So, interesting thing about the ones that me and Zach chose too, if you're familiar with Treehouse of Horrors, is like, so it's the first episode that doesn't have any Twilight Zone parodies in it. That'd be funny if that was the first episode of the whole show Simpsons that didn't have any Twilight Zone parodies. But I wouldn't put it past those fuckers. And then it's also the first one where they don't have wraparound segments where it's like Bart's telling a scary story or whatever. It just goes straight through the episodes. This is the first time they did it that way.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, they wanted more times for the little stories because they already didn't really have a lot. But this one's a Shining parody, and this is the first episode of this is my oldest television memory. I feel like is this episode, specifically the end where there's a fog that turns all their skin inside out. And then they do a dance number. But I remember the Shining parody because I had not seen the Shining yet. And then when I saw the Shining, I was like, I've already fucking seen this pretty much.
I was gonna say that's exactly how I feel about the episode that I chose. I'm like, I've already seen this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times already.
I mean, this is we've all seen The Simpsons. We're a triple of Simpsons watcherettes. Those weren't words that I put together correctly.
We're a triple.
I would like to say what I can back up about the episodes, the segments that me and Zach chose, is that Watch Mojo put Treehouse 5 as number 1 in their top 10 best Halloween specials of any show.
It's so good.
Wow.
I was surprised when I looked it up and saw that yours and mine were in the same episode.
Yeah, it makes sense because I remember both of these super well from being a kid. This whole episode was burned into my brain. I found it very scary as a kid, but also very funny.
Yeah, as a kid,
but now not as scary.
Yeah, the one that I remember as a kid was the Twilight Zone parody with when Bart is on he's on the school bus and the little
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna say this one.
Yeah, I remember that as a little
kid.
What is
it, Terror at 12 feet or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the gremlin on the wing of the plane parody thing.
Yeah, and he killed. I just remember
that's also a really early memory.
Yeah, I just remember him holding Flanders' head. That's what I remember as a little kid.
That episode also prominently features Ooter.
Yeah.
That's how you burst into your current stream of consciousness as a person with an image of him holding Flanders' head.
Yeah. Stupid headless Flanders.
It's all been uphill. So in the Shining parody one, it's it starts off with I believe this is the one that starts off. They drive multiple times up the long winding road to get to this mansion, and they forget what did they forget the first time? I don't even remember.
They forgot to
lock the door,
lock the front door, then lock the back
and then they
door.
forget Abe, and they just leave him.
Yeah, they leave Grandpa.
Yeah, just Homer's just unfazed by forgetting Grandpa. I loved that. I love this. They're watching this house for Mr. Burns, who gets rid of all the beer and cuts the cable so they can focus on work.
I love Smithers saying do you think this might have had something to do with the last caretaker killing his family? This is such a good parody or satire in the fact that it's so direct. It cuts to the core of all the scenes from The Shining very well. I love groundskeeper Willie thinks something about go easy on the lad. His dad's gonna murder them all anyway. And then Bart thinks something back hey, what the hell? And then he's like, oh, you've got the shinning boy. And the whole don't he says don't call it The Shining, we don't want to get sued. It was that's my earliest fourth wall breaking thing I remember recognizing as a kid. Yeah, that was
other than maybe Bugs Bunny raising his eyebrows at the quote unquote camera. But that whole thing about getting sued, I was like, the writers are having fun here.
They mean in the real world.
And as an adult, I said the same thing. It's like, it's almost like I exist. It's so weird. That's what the fourth wall breaking always feels like. It's like, it's almost like I'm real.
The Simpsons finally proved to me that I'm a real person. I live.
It's definitely going to be part of my coming of age tale.
I thought you were calling it a jizzing of age.
Yeah. The censors are on my ass. It's a catechism of emotion.
Look, I heard that was the new name for Lemon Party.
No.
I gotta talk about Lemon Party later, but I'm just sad because they're probably all dead. But they were just having a good time. But
there's a very good probability.
I can't even get people together to play. I can't get people together to play D&D, and those three old guys got together to fuck.
Good for them.
That's some scheduling.
Also,
they must be retired.
Do you think those guys are dead now?
God willing.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that. They would definitely have to be dead. Like, they probably only the good die young. I would have to say either way. Like, if they died, they lived their full lives.
So what you're saying is they're evil.
No, I'm not. That quote is supposed to mean a lot more things. Anyway, fuck Billy Joe. Billy Joel. Not Billy Joe.
Billy Joel Armstrong.
Fuck Billy Joe Armstrong. Unrelated. So Homer doesn't have beer or TV, and so he's gonna go insane. When it was that guy who looks like old Johnny Knoxville, what's his name, Jack Nicholson? When it was him, when it was him in the shinning, he he goes crazy because he has like writer's block, right? Like he's like and also there's like a ghost haunting him, but like there's a lot of levels to that. I watched this like video game donkey video about it. That was really good.
Yeah,
funnily enough,
he did a very critical review of that movie. It was like
yeah.
for a it had to be like for a college course or something because it didn't make any sense.
Because most of his videos are just like a fuck about, and that was like a good video.
Yeah, maybe
it was almost.
While watching it, I was like, is the joke that he's being serious? Is that what the joke is?
I try to play that off whenever I'm being serious, if that's the joke. Because I need to be killing on all ends, no matter what.
Yeah.
So like, there's like a few things that are crossover gags, like some good like Shining gags. The one is like, obviously, Homer like immediately starts going crazy. Like, it's super fast. He's like sitting there using the typewriter and like in the room alone without beer or TV, and Marge like goes in there saying like whatever he's written will be a window to his soul or his sanity or whatever, and it just says feeling fine on it. Which is the best. And then like lightning bursts, and then like around the room it just all over it says no beer, no TV, make Homer go crazy. I love it. And he corners Marge because she's barged into his room, and like does he have a weapon at this point yet? I don't know if he does.
No, he chases her up the stairs. He goes crazy first, which is one of my favorites. He says no TV, no beer, make Homer something something, and she says go crazy, and he says don't mind if I do. Which was the height of comedy when I was 5. Like, I was like, holy shit. His reaction is so funny though. Like, it works so well.
It is.
And then like,
oh god, and she like, there's like the thing, she breaks the glass, like if husband goes crazy or whatever it says on it. She gets like what does she get, like a bat or an axe or something? I think that's how she gets an axe.
She gets a bat. And it's just like in The Shining. So she gets the bat and then is like backing up the stairs, and he's doing this like incredibly like heightened version of Jack Nicholson. Give me the bat. Give me the bat. And it's so funny.
I like how he scares himself by seeing his reflection.
And then falls down the stairs.
And she pushes him into the pantry and locks him in there, and he starts to eat some food and calm down.
I love all the ghouls.
Like,
that show up for
Yeah,
him.
he gets pulled in by like it's like who was it? The Mummy, the Wolfman, Dracula, Jason Voorhees, Pinhead, Freddy Krueger, and Mo. Mo told him earlier that he has to kill his family if he wants a beer, which is like you can get beer easier than that. I'm just telling you.
It's
like, why didn't he just call Uber Eats? I don't understand.
It's so interesting. It's so like impressive how easily they boiled down this movie into this like 6-minute segment.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like
they hit all the high spots.
Those 30-second bunnies did it quicker. If you guys remember the reenactments with bunnies that used to be on Stars or whatever it was. But I mean, they fuck like that. Bunnies are, they're quick, they're easy. So that's, I mean, Simpsons really like knocked it out of the park. Did Kubrick ever see this? Because I feel like Kubrick would have liked it. When did that guy die?
I'll ask him next time I see him.
In hell.
Well, no. Eyes Wide Shut came out in '99. That was a movie he like died while he was like in post on it.
I do like that. I noticed on the IMDb. It mentions like Stanley Kubrick. It says like Stanley Kubrick wrote the joke about grade F meat based on his cousins once saw a box of hot dogs that said grade C approved for human consumption. I was like, that Stanley Kubrick didn't write this episode.
No, Trump did.
I just thought it was funny that nobody and 7 out of 7 people found it interesting on IMDb.
No, Trump wrote my episode.
I'm sorry. That's right.
That was Lyndon LaRouche, I believe. But yeah, the Shining episode, Bart has to call groundskeeper Willie for help using his shinning. And here's the thing is, Willie has a TV. Like, he is like watching a little TV in his shed, and then for some reason he throws it out in the snow to go save them. Homer is like bursting through the wall doing like he does like Here's Johnny, and then he's like next on Letterman and like
the 60 minutes one
impressions which are great, like can't be outdone. And then like groundskeeper Willie comes in and he like hits in the back with an axe, which happens to Willie every segment of this episode.
I love that gag.
All 3 of them. But, so yeah, this one was Homer killing him, and then the family escapes outside, and they find the TV and give it to Homer, and then they don't go back inside, which is the weird part.
Well, there's no TV inside. Why would they go back in, ever?
They have the TV. Take it inside. It's portable.
No. They need to sit and watch TV right now. You just don't understand TV, Ben. It's clear.
Yeah.
I just, I felt like they failed at the reason that they died at the end, but everything else was so well that it's fine.
No, but
I mean, Bart already destroyed the maze with a chainsaw at the beginning of the episode. So.
Yes. I really like that when like the very end when the Tonys comes on, the song is the song that they sing at the end of the episode.
That's pretty great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's the same song. I realized that watching it last night. I was like, oh my god, that's awesome.
That's good. It's great. I was gonna say like that's some good foresight, but I'm like, this is like a 30-minute TV show. Like they just already had the clip ready.
Yeah.
I love that. Another thing I was gonna mention that set this one apart, like as a Treehouse 5, since we're both on 5, is at the beginning, this is the last one to have any hilarious tombstone gags, and it's just one that says amusing tombstones. Because they were done. They were like, fuck this gag.
I like that.
At least they know how to say no.
Mine ends. Mine ends, and then it goes right into Zach's, which is great too. Wait, I gotta say one more thing. When Willie dies and Marge mentions that the carpet hopes that it's Scotch guarded, is a good little double gag because he's a Scottish man.
Oh my god.
And that's a note where that's like intentional.
So
we lass.
In The Shining, when we see like Dick Halloran at his home in Florida, he has a poster above his bed of a naked woman. Like in this pose, in this like very specific pose, and above Willie's bed is like a woman, a sexy woman posed in like a kilt and like Scottish garb.
You know, all the
It's good.
best
The attention to
stereotypes.
detail.
She listens to the Dropkick Murphys.
No, that's racist, man.
That's racist.
They're Irish.
Go flog a Molly.
They're Irish. The guy from Flogging Molly
so-
is from the UK, by the way. Not Ireland.
I would like to clarify, Ireland was also from the UK for a while.
No, it's not. It's its own country.
It was part of the UK. United Kingdom isn't just one country.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I know.
It's Britain, Wales, Ireland, Scotland.
Look, I'm trying to
No,
actually you.
it's Northern Ireland.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Northern Ireland,
You
the
don't.
land of my fathers.
Oi.
Boy.
Top of the morning to you. Put another shrimp in Bambi's mouth. The dingo had a baby.
Put another shrimp in Bambi's mouth.
What are you doing to Bambi?
Hey, hey, nobody gets more soup. The soup is done. I'm just doing good Seinfeld jokes.
Okay. That's the wrong.
Let's
wrong
I
sitcom.
want to hear about Time and Punishment.
Time and Punishment.
Can anybody pronounce that guy's name who wrote Crime and Punishment?
Fyodor Dostoevsky?
Yeah, there you go. Fucking nerd check the nerd.
I mean,
Check
but
that.
like, who that doesn't even like. That's just a
Hipster
pun.
check.
It's just a pun. The story is based on A Sound of Thunder by Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, who's the guy who made Fahrenheit 9/11, the movie about.
No, he made Fahrenheit
about-
11/9. Michael Moore sucks, guys. Like the idea of him upsets me.
I want Michael less. Okay, so let's I'm done wrestling with the throne. It's your turn. You can go, Zach.
Oh jeez. I didn't go through.
I
like
also wait. I wanted to bring up wrestling in the sentence just to make Tim upset about missing wrestling right now.
Oh, I'm watching it, but on mute right now.
Are you cheating on us with wrestling? Are you chiming us?
Yeah,
Look,
I am.
we're getting cucked by wrestling right now.
I bet this will.
You
what
would
if
be
this
the
ends up
first.
being like the thing that Tim's gonna be like fucking good? He's gonna be set for this episode because like the adrenaline from watching wrestling is gonna. Maybe this is what we needed. Tim to be hard the whole time we're recording.
No, nothing horny going on over here.
No one in here but us chickens.
Oh Jesus!
Except for Hangman
All
Page.
right. Sorry, Zach.
So I didn't do like a play-by-play like Ben did. I just like have some
good.
general notes. I didn't do the
Well,
play-by-play.
I didn't even take notes for my episode. I made that structure sheet, then fucked off all day doing like stuff around the house.
Oh, so I did my segment. I think what I'm going to use my time for is to convince everybody that my segment is most worthy of being on a podcast about dinosaurs.
Oh fuck, you're right though.
So he goes
You
back in
already
time.
convinced me.
Well, I'm gonna drop the hammer at the end here. So obviously he
drop the
goes
mic
back
like
in
Tim did.
time, and he interacts with dinosaurs. That's obvious. Everybody knows that. But in the world, in the universe that he ends up, Marge specifically says Friday is TGIF night on ABC.
I know, I love it.
She says it.
What's funny is to me, I thought, that's hilarious, and then I did not make the connection to the podcast. that
We're
we
there.
did.
So inadvertently, I win. But
That's true. I mean, what's your favorite part from that segment?
I really love when he shows up in the fancy mansion and he asks Marge for a donut and there are no donuts and he runs screaming out and then it starts raining donuts.
That one's so fucking funny. Like, there's one of the writers said that's his that segment makes him cry. Because imagining the Simpsons having it easy and being rich, and then he just throws it all away, and then there's donuts raining from the sky. He felt for him.
But also
I love that.
that interaction also prompts one of my favorite lines when he gets back to the one he ends up staying in. When he grabs Marge and he's screaming, "What of donuts? What?"
She like tries to answer all of his questions rapid fire in that scene.
Yeah, and in that response is when she says, "Friday night is TGIF night on ABC."
This is your segment also has a guest star appearance from James Earl Jones.
Oh, as Maggie.
Yeah.
And she's the one who acts as Willie.
Yeah, she actually kills Willie in this one and then says, what is that line she delivers?
Oh, it's dark. I don't remember.
Oh, this is indeed a disturbing universe.
Oh, yeah.
which is Matt Groening's favorite line from the show.
Oh, that's fun.
His favorite line.
His favorite line. It is. He said it himself.
He said it to Malcolm Gladwell while they were on the Lolita Express.
He didn't act. So he wrote a line for this episode that was it was supposed to be, "I'm the first non-fictional character to travel backwards through time," but they changed it to non-Brazilian, and he says he doesn't understand why or what it means.
I don't understand it either.
Wait, non-Brazilian? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what it says, but it doesn't mean anything.
What does that mean? Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
Does anyone say what it means?
Not in the trivia I read, and I didn't dive any deeper.
All right, I'm going to propose.
The trivia just mentions that he never understood it.
I'm
pretty
sure.
Propose that we do a serial-style deep dive podcast to get to the bottom of this.
Don't they so this one it ties in pretty well with Tim's. It ends up being too, because it ends with there's a part with Kang and Kodos at the end watching Earth.
Yeah, and then they become Peabody
and they
and
turn
Sherman.
into those Bullwinkle guys.
Yeah, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Yeah. No, this is, I would say, I really love all the different realities that it switches through when Homer starts freaking out and just overdoing it. For one, when he murders all the dinosaurs by sneezing, and it just shows them all dropping in a line. That's perfect.
That's actually the plot
I love that,
of Jurassic Park.
I thought it was the finale of Dinosaurs.
Oh, also, I wanted to note that the dialogue from the re-education part with where how Ned's the overlord, the dialogue from that is used in there's a song called "Re-education" by Oakley Dokley.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Which I do want to see that band at some point.
It seems like it'd be fun.
I remember they did a tour where they did multiple gimmick bands, and it's just all right, guys. That's a little too much.
Yeah, it was them and the Ronald McDonald Band.
Oh, yeah.
I never, even when they played Fest, I didn't see them, but it's okay, I guess.
So Tim, let's talk about your little favorite episode, which isn't in the same episode as ours because you think you're special.
It's not, but it's so good.
Treehouse of Horror 7.
Okay, so
it is. Yours is written by David Cohen, and his first episode that he ever wrote was the Nightmare Cafeteria segment at the end of our episode. So that's a connection.
That's tight.
And directed
also
by
the same
Joel and
cartoon.
Ethan Cohen.
No.
It's not the Cohen brothers.
Huh. Yeah, no country for Mole Man.
So this guy is David X Cohen, so he might be hardcore.
Yeah, he's missing the two lowercase x's in his name on the sides.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also, too many spaces.
Yeah.
Too many spaces. Too many. Alright, go on.
But yeah, this episode is not. I don't know if I remember it as a kid, but I do. The reason why I first became more aware of it was so there's a Lawrence Arms song on a split that they put out with the Chinkies in 2001.
Ooh.
And
wow, that's racist.
And
go on.
Okay, Mike Park. The song starts with the clip that I know by heart now because of the song, but it's the abortions for all, and then the crowd boos, and it's like, very well, abortions for all of us. And then, like, whatever it was, but that's how the song starts, and the song kicks right in, and I always thought that was brilliant. And then later down the road, I realized what episode of The Simpsons it was from, and it became my favorite episode. And it's not even an episode; it's just a segment from. It's just a Treehouse of Horror segment. So,
but it's a great one.
Yeah. What's weird about the thing of the abortion in the crowd scene when he's like campaigning is like when he says no abortions for anyone, like if it's a Bob Dole rally, they should have all cheered no abortions for anyone.
Yeah, but,
right.
I mean, that's not like the point of the. That's not the point of the
what?
episode, you know. The
No,
point
but
is,
Ben, you don't get the joke.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not the point of their political satire.
It's not satire.
think he
It's
gets
real
it.
life. Like, that's
real
not
life.
satire.
Okay, so in the okay, so I want to cut in just because there's a part in this episode. I don't know. Am I stepping on your toes too much? Like, do you want to describe what happens first?
No, I didn't do a play-by-play like you, so you could.
I didn't either. I was trying to do it by memory, which is why I kept asking you people to confirm.
Ben is the
Yeah,
odd man out here.
yeah.
We're just
I am
speaking from
also
the heart.
non-binary, so I'm very much the odd person out.
Right.
So there's this thing because like Kang and Kodos, they like try to find Earth's leaders, and they immediately
Joe.
somehow know how to. They don't know who they are or who they exist. Like Homer is like, it's Bob Dole and Bill Clinton. He takes a minute to remember Bob Dole, clarifying that there's no way he's gonna win. He's like, it's Bill Clinton, or in a few days it might be that who's that other guy?
Mumbly Joe.
He remembers Bob Dole. And then somehow the aliens are just immediately able to find them, and they bring them aboard, and they bio-duplicate themselves into them.
Yeah.
And this is a funny part because Homer shouts out, Lyndon LaRouche was right. Which meant I had to research a whole ass motherfucker I didn't know existed.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
didn't do that research.
Oh, I did. He ran for the Democratic Party for years and years and years, and then third party candidate after the Democrats found out that he was very racist and anti-Semitic. But his whole thing was like Platoism versus Aristotelism, which fuck him, like already. It was already stupid. But he thought like jazz and rock and roll were destroying society and classical music was going to save us.
I mean, he's right.
And that he was basically saying that it's all about this like morality where like there is things that he was a little bit right about. He was like talking about the government like wants us to be stupid and to control us. Like that's not entirely wrong. But he also used to always reference the British, but he meant Jewish, and he just said British to get away with it.
Oh
but
my
people, you know, you do a little wink and a nod while talking about like the blood libel and other shit. Like it was clear. But his
He's like, I hate these British holidays like Hanukkah. Wait.
I hate how these British write so many comedy films. That actually works for British people too.
I don't like that New York British humor.
Which is, it's funny.
You mean Brit York?
It's funny. It's funny how
York.
How he used that. How he used that like interchangeably, considering like how poorly like the British treated Jewish people as well.
Yeah, they totally
did.
followed suit with the rest of the
It
world.
does.
It was weird. But yeah, so he was just like this weird, like his campaign, the people that worked on his campaign all lived in like the same house or apartment complexes together. And they were very like references cult like, because if you no longer were a supporter, they villainized you, and they believed that they would kill for their cause because they can't be judged based on your morality because they're trying to save the world and we wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
so
just like David Koresh.
They also believed essentially that the people like that were running in the main political parties were like aliens. So
Yeah, Just
That
like
He's a
was a long
conspiracy
walk.
theorist on the highest order.
just like the that one cult that killed themselves with the shoes.
Oh, I can't remember what they're called
Jonestown?
right now.
Not Jonestown.
You said you said shoes, right?
Yeah.
People who had change in their pocket.
Was it David Koresh? I don't
It
know.
wasn't. No, it wasn't David Koresh. It was the ones that thought Halley's Comet was.
Oh,
was,
the Heaven's Gate?
Yeah, Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I was about to say
Too
if
many
we're
cults.
Too many cults in the 90s.
Too
What's a
many
cult
cults.
anyway?
Now we have a
many cults.
now we have a president who has a cult. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have this openly anti-Semitic president who he uses what's the new dog whistle for anti-Semitism? Soros.
Soros.
Soros funded Antifa.
British.
British.
Yeah, George
Tired of all
Soros.
these Brits funding Antifa.
George Soros money is the little gold that you play with when you play when you play dreidel.
Oh my god.
It was this South Park. Welcome to our new South Park podcast. This is Timmy.
Oh God, that would be the day I quit life.
Okay, David Koresh or whatever. So I love yours. It's a very clear. It's based. The one that you chose, Tim, is based on the ska band.
Citizen
I voted
Kang.
for Kodos.
Exactly, which I didn't know was a Simpsons reference. I had no idea until you watched the end of the episode. So, yeah,
Everything is a Simpsons reference. Fall Out Boy.
I
Fall Out
know.
Boy's one.
Fall Out Boy's the most
Um,
the biggest band
obscure.
ever to have a Simpsons reference, right?
Yeah.
And to be like the most, and to be the most like obscure reference in the sense of like nobody knows that it's a Simpsons reference unless they're one of us fucking dorks.
Yeah,
Right.
And they could have just
Well, but
named
is that-
themselves Radioactive Man, and they probably wouldn't have been as popular.
Well, they got their name at a show. They were already doing well because they were all popular like grindcore and hardcore and pop punk bands around the town,
Maybe like
around the
good
Chicago
bands?
town.
Good
And
band.
they had people from the audience like yelling like possible names, and somebody yelled Fall Out Boy, and they're like, "Fuck it, there we go." I assumed like Pete Wentz was like, "Yeah, I like Simpsons, let's do it," and then he pulled his dick out.
How much you want to bet none of them like The Simpsons?
I
I would
would bet
bet
that no
at
one got the
least
reference.
Patrick Stump.
Yeah.
I would bet none of them got the reference, 100%, because I wouldn't have gotten it unless I was like, because Fall Out Boy being the sidekick to Radioactive, that's such a small reference. Like it really is.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know where you're coming from because Fall Out Boy is
Jizzing.
huge in my mind. Jiminy Jillikers, come on.
Okay, Fall Out Boy's huge in your mind probably because of the band name existing too. Like it's a crossover hit in your head.
No.
I know when I first heard the band, I probably
Sugar, we're jizzing down swinging.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
what?
I was gonna say when I first
Eating
heard of the
ass,
band,
swinging.
I didn't get it. When I first heard the band, I was like, I didn't Fall Out Boy. What is that? And then someone had to
I
tell
just-
me.
Oh, I thought you meant the music.
When I heard that name, I just thought of like a van breaking down. That's it.
I assume for me it maybe I had a friend on AOL Messenger named Fallout to You, and his was based on the game Fallout.
Oh, sure.
And so my thought immediately was Fallout to You. Like I thought it was something to do with the game Fallout. Like that was my thing.
Oh, see, I didn't even know
And
what
then
the
Pete
game
Wentz
Fallout
slapped
was.
his dick out of my hand and told me no.
I like how we were like spending 10 minutes gatekeeping a Simpsons reference.
I'm just trying to bring up Pete Wentz's dick. I don't know.
So is he.
Someone's got to get it up.
So so yours was called what was it called? Citizen Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Which
even
is
know what the name of the episode was.
It's just a reference that isn't used in it at all.
Yeah, it's just a pun. Like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both those are just puns. Mine was just called what it was, I'm pretty sure.
The shinning.
Yeah, the shinning. Which is when you get something hits your shin, that fucking hurts.
Wait, that hurts for you?
What are you?
Super into it.
Are you the dumbest mutant?
Huh?
You're insensible.
Dude, that
Are
would
you
be
the opposite of Cotton Hill?
that would be great learning to skateboard.
Fuck yeah, it would. Jesus. Just imagining every time a varial kickflip ended my life.
Dude, yeah, I just remember like putting the most force possible into like a 3 flip and it just cracking me in the shin.
Oh god.
Well, you
For
guys,
me, it would be so
you guys
dumb because I
actually tried
knew
to
I was
skateboard?
never going to land a 3 flip.
I have a skateboard. I bought one last summer for the first time in like 12 years.
There's one in my house right now, but I know I'd break. I know I can still physically do like a pop shove it. I
Yeah.
just am afraid of ruining other people's property.
Look, right, like if
My
if
feet
you
can still do it. I'm out of shape, but my feet know all the movements. Still.
Yeah, same. But yeah, for me it's just like a fat old dude rolling down the street on a skateboard. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, old
I think we're
man,
supposed to get longboards.
your
Whose
time's
grandpa
up.
got a skateboard?
Hey, Tony Hawk is
You
52
become
years
a spectacle
old.
on the level of a pug.
Oh man.
Did you know that Tony Hawk is
so yeah.
52 years old?
That's
52
insane.
years
But Rodney
old?
Mullen is like 90.
He's so old. He is Gainesville's greatest
He's-
resident.
Rodney Mullen
He's
is
like a
Betty
thing,
White.
Like, you could make jokes about how old Rodney Mullen is while being factually accurate. You're like, he's so old, he probably invented the kickflip. It's like, well, yeah,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
literally did that. You know what's fucked up about your episode, Tim, is that Homer exposes Kane Kodas by pulling masks off them, but they bioduplicated into the presidents.
I know.
Well, but we don't know how that process works.
Fair enough. There's another segment in Tim's episode, the one where Lisa creates a miniature society.
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah.
It's a Twilight Zone parody, but they make the debigulator to make her small, but they're like, we can't make you big. That takes like a bigulator.
That would take some sort of crazy rebigulator.
Yeah, rebigulator.
Yeah.
That was
So
the
good.
other segment, and my favorite thing, I love the one with Hugo, is also in that episode.
Yeah, which I remembered that
the
one
third
being
sibling.
way later than it was. I thought it was like 4 seasons later, but like it's
No,
a great
it was
one.
Season 8, right? Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's great. That's the one where they go to the attic, and it's like, oh no, it's the unsold copies of Homer's autobiography.
What was it called?
Which, imagining Homer Simpson is just the employee of a radioactivity plant, and then later an ice cream man. He just has this autobiography that he tried to sell.
Well, he was also
It's-
a barbershop quartet singer.
That's true. He's lived a colorful life, a yellow life,
That's-
at least.
That's also one of my favorite fucking bits too. When he wins the Grammy and he's in his hotel room. He's like, "Oh, Grammy!" and he throws it, and the guy on the next level catches it. He's like, "Oh, what's this? A Grammy? Ugh."
The guy on the next balcony throws it back up. It hits Homer in the head, and he says, "Don't throw your trash down here."
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's good.
Oh, I love
Do you guys remember Homer's autobiography's title?
No.
It's great. It's Homer, I Hardly Knew Me by Homer Simpson.
Oh, that's
Beautiful. I didn't remember writing that, but I guess I wrote for The Simpsons when I was younger.
good. Yeah, that sounds like you.
Well, whoever wrote my
I
episode,
wrote down a couple of trivia tidbits from Tim's episode about, like, in Simpsons Hit and Run, you can unlock the Hugo outfit for Bart. And you can also unlock Hugo in the Simpsons Tapped Out game.
Oh, I missed Tapped Out. I loved that game for a while.
I've never played it.
I've never played it.
It's not very fun, but I loved it.
What is it?
It's like
Is it like a phone game?
yeah, it's like fucking like I guess Farmville, would that be the newest one?
Oh, yeah, my sister was obsessed. I remember this.
I was gonna say like I was gonna say like StarCraft or something like that. But
that's a little different. That's an RTS.
yeah, but it's one of those games where you have to like build shit and then you earn money from that stuff. And
I think those are called idle games, which makes me laugh because
idle games.
That's my name. If anybody actually knows that, my name has been Knife in Me.
Because you love the movie Idle Hands.
I like the Oscar Will Idle Will Kill album.
That's a good album.
That's a really good. That's a really great album. I love that album. I listen
Oscar,
to it a lot.
Shout out to Oscar. Yeah. You're the best.
Yeah, the Grouch Muppets tied it back in.
Woo, baby!
Wow.
Let me. I think that's everything that I can think of to like talk about these three. Unless you guys have some more you want to talk about. I did see somebody said that Homer catching himself on fire at the beginning of Treehouse 7 was a reference to Richard Pryor catching himself on fire smoking crack, and no. There's no way that's tied in.
Yeah,
that's awful.
That was old too by then. Like that was way old.
You know what I do want to point out though is that Lyndon LaRouche, anti-Semite I mentioned, he died last year for one. Rest in power, peace,
dirt.
He's mentioned in one other episode of Simpsons. The old man and the Lisa, where Mr. Burns and Lisa are friends.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, there's a part where Mr. Burns tells his employees that if they meet the quota, he'll take them to the most duck-filled pond they've ever sat by. And Abe Simpson says, "Hot diggity, that's how they got me to vote for Lyndon LaRouche."
I love that.
Someone on the Simpsons writing staff really likes to go to that Lyndon LaRouche well.
It's probably Conan O'Brien.
I think it's the David Cohen guy. The wet-ass pussy era of Simpsons definitely coincides with the Conan O'Brien head writer era. It's the hot spot.
Do they... Now, in this episode, they don't make any Ross Perot jokes, do they?
No, because that would have been the previous election.
Oh, is he in 92? Yeah, I thought he ran...
That was like 92,
I thought he ran in 96, too. No?
He might have, but he wasn't.
There was only one 96. There wasn't a 96 too.
No, well, thank God there's not two 1996s.
So he might have run, but it wasn't like a thing like in 92. Because in 92 he was like a legitimate candidate,
a superstar,
who, like, split the vote for George H.W. Bush and gave Clinton the election.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you had great graphs like him, wouldn't you want to vote for him?
Yeah, I tend to vote for the person with the largest ears. That's my move.
Largest ears. I just vote for the Trash Panda guy. What's his name? The crust punk? The wizard?
Oh, you're talking about Vermin Supreme?
Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, Vermin Supreme.
Isn't he?
What a name.
Is it a joke?
I just feel like he is in himself like a leftover crack side project.
It's probably SZA under there.
There ain't no such thing as leftover crack.
No, he's like the members of Leftover Crack as a person, like all of them together.
He's the other people.
Oh my God, I never realized they were Power Rangers. It's Mighty Morphin time, and they just light a crack pipe.
There's the other guy from the other people from Choking Victim, like.
Yeah, I mean that's the same band.
Or Morning Glory. What's the other?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the other terrible band they were in?
F-, Morning Glory, Choking Victim, Crack Rock Steady 7, No Cash.
No Cash is awful.
Star fucking Hipsters.
God.
Indie K.
Fucking No Cash.
Too much about this.
No Cash is like probably one of the worst bands I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like
no commercial value.
Oh boy,
they had a lot.
I always forget that Ben is like an encyclopedia of like crust punk ska knowledge.
Yeah, I'm like a crackhead.
Yeah. The Venn diagram of crackheads and ska is like the overlap is just like leftover crack.
We call it Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram.
Because it's
Yeah.
I hate that.
we call it bend over. This is Dazed and Confused.
Well, you know
I thought
me.
it was a Blink-182 song.
We gotta get Travis Barker on the podcast now that I found out it's my friend's cousin.
Oh my god. I can only
I
imagine.
found it out in the same way that I found out Zach and Kristen were having a baby, where I said something to be an asshole and I was right.
Like, okay,
God.
so like, can you imagine Travis Barker like being like doing like an interview for a podcast? Like, I can't.
I feel like there would be a lot of like exasperated sighs on his part.
Yeah, or just he
Yeah,
just seems like a quiet person. Like he doesn't really like talk.
Like he'd
We,
either
like,
really
introduce
take everything
ourselves
you
and-
say really seriously, or he'd be really annoyed with everything.
Hello there. You're the angel from my nightmare.
No, that's not him though. He didn't write that.
He did write that song.
No, he didn't.
Wait, what?
He did. He wrote "We Could Be Like Jack and Sally If You Want." He wrote that.
Travis Barker wrote.
He said he wrote it for his wife because she was into Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my god.
Did you say because she was into hanging out at Hot Topic?
She was into Blink-182.
She was super into
He's
Hot
like,
Topic.
I like you like my band. We hang out at Hot Topic. Let's get this going.
Speaking of
His wife is Machine Gun Kelly, correct?
He had just
No.
broken up with his girlfriend who was really into hanging out at Spencer Gifts.
you know,
She just didn't understand. She just there was too many trigger warnings in the relationship.
Ugh.
Like she was too edgy.
fucking Machine Gun Kelly though, like this is not that weird for Machine Gun Kelly because he definitely had a song where he sampled Rise Against.
So,
Are we shitty enough for him to be a part of us? Like
Machine
I've
Gun
never heard
Kelly?
I've never heard any Machine Gun Kelly,
Yeah.
but I saw him on a riding on top of a semi in the Cleveland Cavaliers NBA championship parade that I went to.
he can ride on top of my semi.
Yeah, it was him and J.R. Smith with no shirt on top of a semi.
Interesting.
I don't
NBA
know.
fans will get that.
I know he was a rapper, and then when he started doing pop punk, I remember hearing the song in the new Tony Hawk game, and I immediately took it off the soundtrack so I didn't have to listen to it.
I've heard his new album is very bad. Like people do not like it.
Dude, I've heard people saying like, "Oh man, this is like legit pop punk." Like I'm on like the pop punk subreddit and people are talking about it constantly and I'm like, you know, we have like good bands. Like we have good bands. We don't need this rapper to come in and be like, "Yeah, but I'm going to make pop punk with Travis Barker." Like we don't need that.
Yeah, I'm tired of you referring to the incel subreddit as the pop punk subreddit.
So do you think it's because like Travis Barker was in the Transplants and so like he did his rap thing, so now he's helping a rapper do pop punk?
He always does the like Travis Barker has like multiple like quote unquote solo albums where there's like no real drumming on it. But like and then he gets like rappers on it, but it's called Travis Barker. Like what?
Weird. Yeah.
It's like Travis
It's
Barker
weird.
featuring, Killer Mike. But it's just like, what?
I remember him doing the drum track to like Soulja Boy. I think maybe the cover of Soulja Boy. Or was it to the regular Soulja Boy? Now I don't even remember. But he did like a YouTube drum track that was like really popular.
Yeah, and it sucks.
It was just basic as fuck.
Yeah, he was
Wait, guys,
just
don't you
playing
want to
like
get him on the
4/4.
podcast? Wait, hang on.
If I'm getting him on the podcast, he needs to know. For one, I never pull no punches. You know, I'm like straight. I'm straight to fuck. But
You're not straight anything.
I'm going straight down in an earlier round.
Well,
yeah, this is our Halloween podcast.
Yeah.
We talked about
Boo.
We talked about Simpsons instead of dinosaurs because there's only 2 dinosaurs Halloween episodes, and by next Halloween we'll have covered both of those. So we'll do like a feed drop.
But also we there is a dinosaurs spoof on an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we should have probably brought up, but whatever. Fuck.
Well, we just did. That was it.
We should just
We
do
touched
like. Could we do like a whole bonus episode about just that?
Oh my god! It's seriously
I
like
think it'd be
14
hilarious.
seconds.
No, it would be an hour because it's us.
Well, right. So it'd be a short episode.
Yeah, we'll do a bonus episode just about that. We'll like set up our mics and clap at the same time, get everything going, and be like, so this clip, it's 14 seconds at max. and then we just like talk about, I mean, we would end up talking about all of our favorite Simpsons like satires or parodies, and
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it would turn into something
I'd love a
good.
reason to get into McBain.
I've just been looking for a reason to get into the band Bane.
they broke up. Sorry.
I like Bane.
They finally broke up. Sorry.
Let's reform. Let's do a gimmick band where we play Bane songs, but we do the vocals like Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
I'm sure that has happened on the internet.
I'm trying to remember like Bane lyrics so I could do it, and I can't remember any. I'm so bummed.
I'm trying to think.
going down in an
No.
earlier round.
That's not.
Okay, number one, that's not what Bane sounds like at all.
I was doing Christian Bale. I don't know.
Oh, I know. Wait. Here we go. You ready? Can we start again? There you go.
What the fuck? I've never seen Dark Knight Rises. That is the something of my existence. The word escapes me.
The pain.
Gain?
Yeah.
So fun
Rain?
fact, I'm in
Maine.
that movie.
Spain?
You're in that movie?
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah,
I forgot that you're in Dark Knight Rises.
For real?
I'm
You're
in
the Joker.
I'm in the stadium that gets blown up. I'm in the crowd. I'm there.
Yeah, I remember you went to Pittsburgh for that, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, nice. Did you give Batman permission to die?
Cool.
I did. He didn't do it. The coward.
The coward.
Oh,
More like the fucking Cuck Knight.
oh no. Oh no.
I totally forgot about your trip to fucking Pittsburgh to be an extra. That was funny.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great time.
I've never been an extra in anything. I'm extra 24/7,
Right.
but I've never been an extra in any kind of...
You were in a video I made for school about getting
I was
mugged.
in 2. The mugged one, the person that was working across from me, I was making her laugh way too hard.
Yeah.
We couldn't get any footage because I was an improv genius. That's how I remember it. Because every scene I had completely different dialogue that she wasn't expecting, and she cracked up every time, and we couldn't shoot it. And
she wasn't good for that part.
no, and everyone was being so loud in the school at the time that we were trying to get it done, and I could have just not been funny, but that wouldn't have been fun. And then we did the other one with your friend.
Oh, with Sam.
Sam.
Where
Yeah,
we wouldn't
with
let you come inside to learn how to make pasta. You had to wait outside.
That was my favorite gag. Is like, let's learn how now, and then I just get locked out of the house.
Yeah, that was great. I
It
really
was a
liked
fun
that.
day.
Well, this was a fun episode, guys.
Yeah.
And
Sorry that you
spooky.
weren't a part of our lives all the time, Tim. I've known Tim longer than I've known Zach, but I knew
Really?
Zach closer together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Tim in 2009.
Oh, that was a year before you met me. Wow.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you thought I was John Lewis.
I thought you were John Lewis from the Dopamines. I was so drunk, and I was talking a lot about how we had a show coming up, and I said you should go to it. And then you were just like, there was a point where you realized what was happening.
Yeah.
And you were just like, oh, this is just awkward now, but this guy's fucking drunk.
Oh no, I was just gonna live in the moment. Like you were like, it was like right before like Expect the Worst came out, and you were like, oh man, new Dopamines record gonna be pretty good, right? And I was like, for sure, man. By the time I caught on,
Tim, I gotta tell you that then Zach met my best friend at the time at another show after that. And I was there with her, but he didn't know that, and he was talking to her. And then I'm nearby, and he points me out. And he's like, "That guy thought that I was John Lewis from the Dopamines." And she's like, "Oh, I'm here with him."
Yeah, it was great.
So that's how we met again, but met with me having realized. I realized that night, the night that I did that, I realized I was wrong, but it was too late.
That rules.
I had seen you around, and like that, I realized the cross in my head, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
Look, other people had told me I looked like John Lewis. It's fine.
Yeah,
You don't.
yeah.
did back
Y'all,
then.
there was a point in time where y'all looked similar.
Yeah.
You don't listen to enough new metal. I don't think.
You don't drink enough beer.
I think I listened to exactly enough new metal. Look, we both have a son named Oliver.
That's true. He's a thief.
Oh boy.
I've only been around Oliver 3 times in my life, I think.
What, Oliver George?
And yeah, I think 3 times is about right.
He went to a show that you played at Everybody's Records.
Okay, so 4 times.
He was like 5 years old.
That show was the one where I was about to throw up in the back room, and we were playing "You Vandal" by Saves the Day.
Yeah, there you go.
In like the back room before the show. Yeah, that I was very nervous. That was my second solo show, I think.
Oh jeez.
And then, but we went and got Newport Pizza Company together and went to Journeys, and Oliver just like was beating me up the whole time.
Oh yeah.
It was, and I just think it's funny because I feel like between that and then also the Everybody's Records, and then the next time I saw him, he was like 20 feet taller.
Yeah,
20
he's
feet.
like 5'9" now.
I've seen him more than I'm thinking, because there was a time we picked him up from school together, and like, okay, I'm just being annoying.
That's
I remember
weird.
more now.
Why did I take you with me?
Yeah,
to
we
pick...
picked
Oh, because I was giving you a ride home from work. That was why.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
worked
we
together.
worked
At that
together.
point in
Yeah, I
time.
remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I take you with me to pick Oliver from school? That's weird.
Tim is the person in the backseat of a 3-person car drive right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Who,
I'm
like, we
watching.
went to
Sorry,
high school
buddy.
together, and we're talking about things from high school, but he met both of us after high school, so he has nothing to say about it.
Yeah, and I'm watching.
Also,
I'm watching.
wrestling is on.
I'm watching 2 different wrestling shows at the same time. Well, this is all going on. So.
I'm just wrestling with my feelings, you feel?
Yeah, well, I'm wrestling with regret on this.
All right, how do we get out of this episode?
What we do is so I'm gonna thank Amy Shenanigans for drawing the portraits of us, even though I believe I'm gonna use a separate logo that's just all my own art for this
Spooky.
one. But either way, thanks Amy for our portraits, and thanks Ska-lloween Network for our theme song. I think by next year we're gonna try to do a spooky version of it for Halloween.
Ooh.
So we'll see if Scare-me Hunter will be a part of that or not. And then yeah, Amy Shenanigans.
You said that already.
Amy
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it scary.
Also,
Gamey. Like, it's scary if you're afraid of sweaty smelling things. I'm not going to call her gamey. That's mean. Gamey Amy. And then I thank our good friend Zach for editing, producing, and co-hosting this episode.
Don't thank me.
And also, you should check out Waterson on. They have an album, Burnt Out Bright.
It
That
doesn't
is,
suck.
pretty dope. It's good. It's on
it
like
doesn't suck. That's
Spooookyy and band Scary Camp and
Ooh.
Apple Boozik.
oh
I don't
my
think it is
God.
an Apple Boozik.
You can't.
It's not an Apple.
All right.
iBoons.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so you can check that out there. Zach's also working on a podcast where the first season will be based on like loop things, like
time loop
looping
movies.
time things,
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog. Yeah. So I'm assuming me and Tim will be on that for some forced reason that we'll come up with.
Yeah. We'll find something to do with dinosaurs.
I mean, the Simpsons time loop already happened. That's a little different. You got to listen to that Bim Bam thing I told you about, but still.
Yes.
The Adventure Zone. So thanks for checking out our bonus episode. We're going to drop this on... This is Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Yes.
I'm sorry that you can't go trick-or-treating because our president is a fucking piece of shit and ruined it for everyone by fucking failing at this fucking coronavirus thing. What a fucking idiot.
That's right. And don't forget...
I'm really edgy for throwing the fucking hammer down on Trump just now. Like.
And on Tuesday... You can go after you're done not trick or treating. You can go and vote in person.
Yeah, if you haven't already, I think most people hopefully have done. I don't know how Ohio works with the absentee ballots or
I'm
Florida,
filling out my ballot
Kentucky
tonight.
Was super easy.
And Kristen is dropping our ballots off tomorrow.
Yeah, Issa dropped ours off like hot. 2 weeks ago. We had ours already filled out.
So you guys both decided that it's women's work for some reason?
Yeah, that's right. And so by tomorrow, we'll have 2 more votes for Howie Hawkins.
This is the Shady Hawkins dance.
Well, don't blame me, all right?
Slim Shady Hawkins dance.
Don't blame me, guys.
Shady. Will the real Slim Shady please Hawkins up? What, Tim?
I said, well, don't blame me, guys, but I voted for Kodos.
That's a great way to end the episode.
Whatever. I've been. We need another Grimmy. They've been knifing me and Zach DeFrites. That's all wrong, but okay. It's a hurricane here, and
yep.
That's my excuse for everything. Is the fact that we're probably my car's probably ruined, but. I just enjoy going extinct. That's all I want to say to y'all.
If you're gonna go extinct, at least enjoy it.
Boo! Jump scare!
All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good Halloween.
Extra, read all about it. Next week's episode is gonna feature Woody Bond, and it's gonna be about the episode I never ate for my father. I don't buy a newspaper for me. I'm the town crier. Ever since my boyfriend left me, I've been crying all the time. They call me town crier. It's quite mean. Gotta love the sound of the bustling city behind me, Extra, read all about it. Hey, yeah, I'm the town crier, a bit of a loose wire. I'm a brown recluse spider, but ready to retire. But I'm in truth gayer than any soothsayer, a phone booth player, but don't be a naysayer. I'm a day player, but I haven't played for days with this gay for pay version of Days and Days. I walk around half hobo with about a half Johnson. My subconscious seems kind of like a half-conscious Rob Swanson. TV dinner, be like a CD center, but I'm trying to get a quick buck like a sick fuck who likes to get his chick fucked and cuck. Run around on fire like a poor man's Richard Pryor. I'm a town crier, bit of a loose wire.